Welcome to Financial Wisdom Solutions with AnaG. I'm AnaG. My channel is about practical personal financial education to help you achieve financial wisdom. I have a new video every Thursday in English and in Spanish, so if you haven't checked out my previous videos, make sure you do that. And I also have a blog that goes with each video and goes more in depth on my website, anagatson.com. But before we get into today's video, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment letting me know you subscribe. This lets me know I am putting out content you guys actually like. And also, if you would be so kind, hit that notification bell so you know every time I have a new video. All right, let's do this. In last week's video, we talked about how important goals are and how to set achievable goals using the SMART method. Your goals have to be specific, measurable, achievable/attainable. They have to be relevant and time-based, so you have a better chance of reaching them. Let's get more specific though. Let's talk about financial goals. After all, this is Financial Wisdom Solutions. When it comes to finances, what are those goals that you should be reaching for? I'll admit it can be overwhelming thinking of all the things that you need to save for. Retirement, emergency fund, paying down debt, buying a house, vacation, investing, and if you have kids, money for their education. If you want to start a business, you need startup money. It's a lot. When I started my financial journey and I started to think about all these things, I had a mini panic attack. Like, I just thought there is no way I will ever be able to save for all these things. It's just too much. I'm barely saving money as it is. My heart is actually starting to beat faster right now just talking about it. So believe me when I tell you I understand. So what I did is I took a few deep breaths, calmed myself down. Rome wasn't built in a day and my finances weren't going to get fixed overnight. And it has taken us years to get to where we are at. But it all started with that first step. After I calmed myself down, I started to think about it logically. I'm a practical person. I see a problem and I start to create plans, Excel sheets, timelines, to-do lists. I guess that's the military in me. It doesn't matter how far along you are in your financial journey. If you don't have this one thing done, this is financial goal number 1 for you. Your first goal is to create a budget. You're gonna get nowhere if you don't have control over where your money goes. You can't work on any financial goals if you aren't saving money. It's that simple. No budget, no financial progress, no way around it. You need to know how much money you have budgeted for saving, and this can only be done by having a budget and sticking to it. If you don't have a budget, I do have a video to help you out. It's called 5 Easy Steps to Creating a 50-30-20 Budget that I will link down below. It only has 3 categories, so it's great. It's a great budget for beginners. Once you have a budget, you can start working on financial goal number 2, an emergency fund. The money that you're saving should be going towards your emergency fund. It is priority above all your other financial goals. If I haven't stressed it enough, a budget and an emergency fund are your financial foundation. In construction, the main purpose of a foundation is to support all the things that are going to be added to the foundation. The Bible has a metaphor about building a house. Jesus is talking to his disciples and told them, "Everyone who hears then these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rainfall and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because they have been founded on the rock." So whether we are talking practical or biblical, a strong foundation is important. Your budget and your emergency fund have to be solid so you can build onto them. Working on any other financial goals before you have laid a strong foundation will only cause your financial structure to collapse. If you start working on any other financial goals and don't have an emergency fund, that other goal will eventually turn into your emergency fund. So reach at least 10% of your emergency fund goal before you start working on another goal. And when I say start working on another goal, I mean you will be working on your emergency fund and this other goal at the same time. One of the most common problems I hear when I talk to people is that they don't even know what to save for first. Do they save for different things at the same time, or save for one goal at a time and then move on to the next one? On my channel, I like to provide practical steps that you can follow. So start by writing all your financial goals down, no matter how big, using the SMART goal setting method. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. but leave out the time-based portion for now. If you would like a free worksheet to help you with this, just click on the link in the description box. Now that you have written all your goals down, write down how much money you are working with every month. If it's only $50, well, realistically, you can only work on one goal. But if you're saving $300 a month, well, now you can start working on several goals at once. And obviously, the more you save each month, the faster you're going to be able to reach your goals. I was talking to someone a few weeks ago, and she estimated that she was about $700 left over. That's how much she had left over after paying all her bills. The first thing I told her is that she can't estimate. She needs to see those numbers in black and white. Like I tell my kids, I don't need you to think, I need you to know. We all have a tendency of underestimating. I didn't eat that much today. I'm only 15 minutes away. I didn't spend that much on Christmas gifts this year. She does save $50 a month though, so that's good. At least she's saving something. But $700 is a lot of money to be spending on just stuff each month. And she couldn't even tell me what she was spending it on. I told her that she should increase her autosave from $50 to $200. And yes, she will have to adjust for her new wants budget, but she will go from saving $600 a year to $2,400 a year. The money is there every month. She just needs to reallocate it. Once you know how much you're working with, you can determine how many goals you can work on at once. But if I had to do it all over again, here's how I would prioritize my goals. First, of course, there's an emergency fund. I think I've said enough about this already. If you don't understand the importance of an emergency fund by now, I just can't help you. It's just the way it is. Next is paying down debt. You are throwing so much money down the drain when you are in debt with the interest that you're paying. But not only that, those monthly credit card payments are tying up money that could be used towards other goals. I have worked with a few people to get their finances in order, and on average, they are paying $600 in credit card payments each month. And that's just making the minimum payment. Once you pay off your debts, that money can be used to work for you somewhere else every single month. After that, at the same time, if possible, it would be saving for retirement. And this one could even get bumped up above paying down debt, as long as you're still making the minimum payments on your credit cards. If your employer matches your 401k contribution, aka retirement fund, you should be maxing out the amount they match. In case you don't know, there are employers that will match up to a certain percentage of what you put in there. So let's say you work for a company that will match 4% of what you put in. Your salary is $50,000 per year. 4% of $50,000 is $2,000. That is the amount you should put in, because then your employer will also put in $2,000 into your retirement account. If you aren't contributing the maximum amount of money that your employer will match, you are leaving free money on the table, or free chicken as we say in the military. If you don't know if your employer matches your contribution, call your HR department. If they do, right then and there, do whatever paperwork needs to get done so you can contribute the maximum amount your employer will match. This will be out of sight, out of mind. Now we are left with those other goals that are unique to every individual. Down payment for a house, saving for a vacation, investing, college money for your kids, startup money for a business. You have to prioritize these things according to what you value and what your situation is. Prioritize these goals based on what is most important to you, and then add them to the other goals we just discussed. Once you have your goals listed in order, now you can go back and add a deadline to your goals. At this point, you have determined how much money you will be putting into your first goal, so you can now put a realistic deadline on that goal. If you stick to your deadline and your budget, you can determine when you should be able to start working on the following goal, and the one after that, and the one after that. Setting financial goals will keep you focused, hopefully keeping you mindful of every decision that you make which affects your goals. I hope this video has been helpful. I have heard from some of you on how you have been making smart decisions that are empowering you over your finances. It's exciting and makes me so happy, because that is exactly why I created this channel. Let's get these basics down that I have talked about in the last few weeks so we can level up. I have created a playlist, Financial Basics, if you want to check it out. Okay, thank you for staying with me until the end. If you found this video useful, please share. I have it in Spanish too, so go show me some love on that video. If you have made any financial changes based on any other tips I have given in my videos, comment down below. I will shout you out in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and also if you have any suggestions for how I can improve my channel, lighting, sound, more illustrations, pop-ups, whatever. My channel is still very new and we are learning, so your feedback is appreciated and welcome. Okay, so that's all I have for today. So, to your finances.